Good morning, everyone, and thank you guys for coming to the workshop presentation that's a part of the research study that you guys showed interest in and elected to participate in. Many of you have completed the online questionnaire, and I thank you for that. Some of you that may not have gotten a chance to complete that, no worries. There'll be a post questionnaire after this survey, after this workshop that will just kind of see where your visions are as far as your involvement with your children. So we will get to that right after. My name is Rashonda Denny, and I'm a student at Kaiser University, a part of the Graduate Studies Program for Educational Leadership. This workshop will just piggyback off of some of your thoughts that you shared with your questionnaire, and it's basically a study on parental involvement in early childhood education. So let's get started. I began this study after I realized that my 2 5-year-olds were getting ready to attend kindergarten. What I saw was that there was a difference in preparation for them, and definitely a little bit of a worry as some moms go through before your child enters into the school system, if they are prepared enough before they go into kindergarten. I have 5 children, and I noticed that even them being siblings, there's there's a wide variation with what their interests are and what they're capable of doing, like their skill set in general. And I really took some time to reflect on what my personal involvement and how that related to their development. I noticed that there was differences in how their skill sets were, and some of that had a lot to do with maybe things that I put emphasis in or things that I did not. And after some careful thought, I did a lot of research over the past few months to see, how other educators and professionals looked at parental involvement and how that impacted early development. And I got some feedback from some other parents to see what things that they were able to do, what worked and what didn't work in order to prepare their children for kindergarten. So this study really involved parents of children ages 2 to 5 to see, how their involvement impacts their children. This was a very short study. Hopefully in the future it can be longer and include some more activities to see what things work and what does not, what works best, depending on the family. So that's basically why this this study came into play. Basically, research demonstrates that parents and family involvement significantly contributes to the improvement of their outcomes. From child to child, those things vary. And that's exactly what I wanted to study, is just to see, based on what our own expectations are, the time that we spend with our children, the educational setting, and even the use of technology in different programs, because those things change very quickly in this day and age, how that stuff impacts the way they grow and develop. Essentially, the home atmosphere, as far as all the studies that I researched and looked into, show that there is a natural element that's involved in the home atmosphere that plays a part in how the discovery and inquisition of children comes into play and how they acquire knowledge. During the first 5 years of life, children experience a rapid cognitive, linguistic, social, and emotional growth in the brain. Basically, what happens is as children gain sensory experiences through touch, through taste, through just experiencing things in general, neural connections are made in the brain. And when those things are repeated over time, basically children, they learn. It affects how they behave, it affects how they think. It's essentially why, a child may not touch the stove, because after that connection is made that that stove is hot and it causes pain, they tend to not do it. Most children won't do it again. So that goes with learning in general. If we read to our children daily, then it helps with their communication, it helps with their literacy development, and that's why those things are encouraged. A lot of theories have been developed over time with how children learn, what's okay, what's not okay, how important things such as play are, how important things such as technology are, and there's a various amount of ideologies that go along with that. It's definitely the reason why some preschools put an emphasis on certain things more than others and how they develop their own philosophies. So as parents, even though we don't necessarily have to write those things down or even make that information available to everyone else, what our own personal philosophies are when it comes to rearing our children and when it comes to teaching our children, it's still important for us to reflect on what we want, and usually those things are based on what we want the outcome to be. So parents of preschool age children, they capitalize on those first 5 years. Again, that's when the sensory connections are made. That's when it's really a boom and them really gaining a lot of the skills that they will be able to use in the future. So them being able to develop not only the cognitive portion where they'll learn, the basic alphabet and numbers and counting and things like that, but then they'll also gain things like self-control and their ability to be social, sharing, and things like that within those first 5 years. It's not that if that window is missed that they can't get those skills developed, but it's just that that's the opportunity for parents and teachers like to really capitalize on those moments in order to really increase the development of children. Preschools usually are one of the means that parents look into in order to really promote the advancement of their children. They can be very successful depending on the right preschool, but this study is not to advocate or even to not advocate for preschools, but it's just to really have parents really spearhead the education of their children in the home environment. So if your child is already enrolled in a preschool program, my goal is not to tell you to get out. It's just to really take advantage of those times that you do have with your child at home. And in that way, you guys can be able to develop an academic relationship where you can really help with their success outside of school. I'm sorry, I didn't mention it before, but if you guys do have questions, please hold those questions to the end of the presentation, since we are recording for those parents that are not able to attend, and I do not have clearance to get your voices on camera. What we'll do is we'll address any questions at the end, and then I will use that in my notes, but I won't put that on camera, so just hang on to the very end. Thank you. Much of what is needed in life is established before kindergarten. Again, that's within that first 5-year window where where brains develop. Here's just a few things that happens. The cognitive skills, the foundation for reading, math, science, and academics, those things are established, as well as the character skills of respect and responsibility. And that can be done, of course, at school, but at home as well. A lot of those things come with us modeling certain behaviors and us expressing to our children what our expectations are. The social, emotional skills, health, self-care, making friends, those are things that are also developed within those first 5 years. of course, those things change. You know, children grow through different stages where certain skills and certain behaviors are more prominent. They may be very active and outgoing when they're younger and may be more shy in later years. But certain foundations are still developed when they're within that first 5-year window period. The fine and gross motor skills, that would be, you know, them using their large and small muscle groups. This can include them being able to be athletic, just jumping, walking, strengthening those large muscles for the gross motor, and can range from drawing, cutting, even ripping paper, and the fine motor skill development. And of course, we want to enhance those skills by giving children a lot of time to practice and a lot of time to watch us model certain behaviors while they are in that window. The executive functioning, that's going to be your impulse control and problem solving. In schools, they really encourage critical thinking, and for us as parents, when we communicate to our children, when we ask them open-ended questions, we give them a chance to solve problems on their own, that, you know, helps establish their executive functioning skills. The general benefit of getting involved. When we teach them at home, when we get involved as parents at home, outside of school, outside of church, outside of anything else, basically what we do is we allow